Hello everyone. So today I have come up with another video on Salesforce real-time projects. This will actually give you hands-on experience on developing applications on Salesforce platform. You might have done several courses on LWC integration or Apex class, but this is the great opportunity to learn how you can leverage all these features of Salesforce to build a real-time application. So as you can see on my screen, I have built an application which will give me the running status of a train. These are actual trains and I'm getting this data from the external system. That is, there is some external railway system available for free to make API calls and get the results of the train, whatever you search for. So let me just show you a quick example. If I search for this train, this is nothing but a Netaji Express, which was previously called as Kalka Express. If I click on this get train info, it will show me the details of that train, the number of stations it goes through, and what is the current running status. As you can see, the name of the train is here. It was last updated 57 minutes ago. And these are the stations where is the halt, delay, the platform number, it will be there. So this has been displayed in the form of a data table, like as you can see here. So this entire application makes use of API. First of all, we get the details from the API integration. Then this UI is made up of LWC and the API call is made from Apex class. So it's a combination of all Lightning Web Component, Apex class and integration. So as I said, you might have done the courses, but this is the best opportunity to leverage get the hands-on experience. So if you want, don't worry about the code. I have already uploaded it my GitHub. Here, if you go to, I will provide the link of this repository. As you know, previously I created a project on weather forecast. So you can get the weather information of every city you want to. I will provide the link of that video as well in the description. And if you go to my repository here, which is called YouTube tutorials, under that there is a file called train info. Inside this file, I have already provided you the source code. The LWC component, this is called train details, and the Apex class, which is actually making an API call to the external system. So let's dive in quickly to show you how I have built this application. And you will also get some hands-on experience. You can use them in your interviews as well, because it will give you a solid understanding of basic development features of Salesforce. So first of all, I've actually prepared a slide just to go step by step what needs to be done. So the very first step is you have to add the endpoint domain URL under remote site setting in Salesforce. This is very important. And why I have mentioned this as the first step, because if we don't add this endpoint domain URL, we won't be able to make any API calls from Salesforce. So this is just whitelisting. So if I go to my org under remote site setting, let it get load first. And you see, I have added one remote site setting record here. Let me go and see all whatever I have. You just have to create a new one for yourself. I have created one new. Train info is the name of this. I have just added this remote site URL. This is just the domain URL, all right? It just contains that I can make API calls to this particular external system. Now let me show you what is that external system which is actually providing me these data, and this should be marked as active. So here in this tab, as you can see, if I change the train number, let me make it as 12302. This is the Rajdhani Express. It will give me the details of that train. You see, let me just, this might be looking very messy. I will just format in a proper JSON format. Here it is. You see, it was a success. The train name is Howrah Rajdhani running status. And this is the message, then updated time, when was it last updated, and then under that there are data is nothing but the train station details, which station, what is the distance from the source, and what is the platform name, platform number, sorry, and all those station details are mentioned under this array of data node. So if I just simply copy this train number here and use it in my application here, it will give me the details of that train. You see, this is the name of the train. It was updated 25 minutes ago. And these are the station details starting from New Delhi to Howrah Junction. Now we will dive into the code, basically whatever I have built to achieve this functionality. So, this is the external system. This is the actual URL. And this part of it I have whitelisted because this is the domain. After that is everything dynamic. This is the domain URL that I have to whitelist before making API calls. So for this, first of all, if we go step by step, let me go back to my slides here. Okay, we have added the what we call endpoint URL to our remote site settings just for whitelisting. Then the next step is creating an Apex class which will make an API call and return the response as wrapper. So as you know, this response is returned in the form of a JSON that we have to convert it into a wrapper class, and then I mean first we have to get the response, convert it into wrapper and return it to the LWC component. So I will quickly go to my Apex class. This is the Apex class that I have created, which is responsible for making API call. I will quickly go through it so that and in a very simple way, I will help you understand. The code is very simple. Mm, It's nothing rocket science here. So first of all, create a class and there should be a method that will be called from the LWC component and it will accept one parameter that is train number. This is a mandatory because we have to search the train by this number only. And the method has to be annotated with @aura enabled. Why? Because it has to be called from LWC component. So in order to store all this JSON data into, since I don't have any custom object that stores this data in Salesforce. So what will I do is I'll create a wrapper class here. So you see I've created a wrapper class this. It's very simple. Just you go to the JSON formatter here, name your wrapper class anything you want to. Then these attributes are nothing but these nodes. First is success, trend name, message, updated time. You see, same variable names I have given here. Success, trend name, message, updated time. Okay. And then under that main node only, you will find the array of data, that is the station details. So similarly, I have created a wrapper class called data. Inside that, I have all those attributes, train, station name, distance, timing, delay, platform, halt, all these are present under the data. And this data is nothing is actually framed in the list. You can see in the main wrapper class, I have created a list of data variable, which is nothing but this inner wrapper class. Inner class, we can say. So it's very simple, just converting your JSON into an Apex class. These are my upper attributes and these are my list of inner attributes. You can see these are the upper attributes and this is the list of my inner attributes. Simple. The wrapper class creation is very simple. Now let's proceed. So this particular Apex class method will return the wrapper class. We will frame it in such a way. And as you know, in order to make an API call from Apex, we have to define this HTTP method protocol. We say create an HTTP request that will contain my endpoint URL, the method that I want to call. So as you can see, set endpoint. So this is nothing but the endpoint URL which is actually returning me the JSON response. You see, this is just copy this, but our train number will be dynamic here. It won't be constant. So until this train number equals to the endpoint URL will be same. Just I have to append the train number, whatever I will get from LWC component from the screen basically. I will just append it here. So it will be framed like this. It will contain the number. Then I will set the method. Since I want to retrieve the train details, I will call the get method from the external system. Now simply use this HTTP protocol to send the request. This is my request, very simple. Just the endpoint and the method name it contains. Okay. Now, whatever response that we receive, response is nothing but this JSON is received as a response. You can just uncomment these system.debug logs so that you can see the actual response that have been received. Okay. Now my next task is to convert that response JSON into my wrapper class. So I have created an instance of my wrapper class like this. Then based on the response status, if it is 200, that means it was success. I'm just using this standard deserializing method. So what is that? JSON.deserialize. Then you have to pass two parameters. One is response, the body that has to be deserialized, and the mapping class. I mean, to which format it has to be deserialized. So I provided the name of this wrapper class as dot class. So it will automatically, what will it do is it will go to the body of the response. It will see each and every node. If it matches with success, it will assign the value as success. Based on the JSON nodes, it will simply assign those value in each of these attributes here. And my wrapper class will be framed. So all these data will actually be stored in my wrapper class, and simply I'm returning that wrapper class. See, I'm not assigning each node by node because I have used exactly the same name as my attribute as the node names. The spelling is exactly the same, and that's why it can automatically map just by providing the wrapper class dot class. And this is the typecast. You have to provide this typecast value as well. Whatever has been deserialized has to be converted into this type of data and basically assign it to my instance variable here and return it. Simple, this Apex class, just a wrapper class, make an API call, send the request, and deserialize the response to be stored in the wrapper class. Very easy. Now the main thing comes is the UI part. You have to capture the train number, create a button here. Upon click of this, it will call my Apex class. And based on the returned wrapper class data, I have to display that here in the form of data table. Let me go to my this LWC component. So first of all is the HTML part of it. HTML, as you can see, I have created a lightning card which contains this title, train info running status. As you can see on the screen as well, this is my title of the lightning card. Then comes the icon. So this icon is actually the train icon that I have got from the internet. It's custom 36 is actually this train icon. You can search in the LDS document as well. Okay, so the next thing is the lightning input. I have to ask the user to enter the train number so that I can search the train details based on the train number. So I have created a lightning input here. It is a required and it has the label as enter train number. On change of it, my JavaScript method will be called. I will go to that as well. And as you can see, I have placed some placeholder just giving you the train numbers of few of the trains so that you don't have to go and search in internet and then come back. I've just provided the train numbers for few of examples. Okay. If I go to the JavaScript, this handle input is doing nothing but it is just storing the value, the train number in certain variable. So if I go here, you see input train number is the variable and this is the method which is being called upon on change event of this lightning input. So here I'm just simply assigning the value event dot detail dot value. Whatever value I have entered into this lightning input, I'm simply assigning it to a variable which is called input train number. Now it will be used later. We'll let you know. Then comes the lightning button. So there is a button to submit that, I mean to get the information and display. So the label of that button is get train info and it has upon click of which this method will be fired. Now this is the main method which will actually call my Apex class and get the details. So let's go to this method handle train info. This is the method here. So basically, if you see, I have used a spinner. If I go back and show you quickly, if I change the train number, upon click of which the screen will freeze and there is a loading spinner that will appear. This one. What is this actually? So if I go to the HTML once again, here you see I have used a lightning spinner here and it will render conditionally. LWC if show spinner. This is the Boolean variable that I have declared. Only if it is true, then the lightning spinner will appear. If it is false, then it will go away. So initially you see spinner is false. So as soon as the page is loaded, spinner will not come. Only upon click of the button, this method will fire. And what am I doing is I'm simply making this show spinner as true. So as soon as I click, so until and unless I do not get my data from Apex class, I will show the user as it is loading. I'm still getting the data. And the data table that you have seen below, this is also conditionally rendered. If I go to the HTML part of it, then you see there is a lightning data table here, and it is being driven on, it will only be shown when this boolean value is true. So this is also very important. Until and unless you do not enter the train details, why will I show the data table? Okay. So initially it will be false. When it was declared, it was false. When I click the button at that time also it will be false. It will only be marked as true when I actually get the data from Apex. Let's go further. Okay, so this is my Apex class method. So this has to be imported. So if I go above, and you see I have done the import from this Apex class. This is the method. If I go to my Apex class once, this is the name of the Apex class, this is the name of the method. So I just import this method. As you can see, I have just imported this method from this class. Now this method accepts one parameter, which, and the name of that input parameter is train number. The value that I will send here is the same which was provided as an input in my lightning input. So you see, this dot input train number is my parameter. So I'm calling this method and then making use of this dot then. This basically whatever result I have got. So if there is a result that I have received, then I will stop showing the spinner. Once I get the result, I will stop showing the spinner and I will start showing the data table. So see, show train details is now marked as true. As soon as I got the result from the external system, I will stop showing the spinner and I will start showing the data table. And whatever result I have got, I am simply storing that into another variable called train details here. All right. If there is any exception, suppose there was an Apex class failure, then I won't show the train details. It will again be marked as false, and this error message will be logged in the console. Now, I have got the result, stored the result in this variable. Now, how am I displaying that data table here? Now we will go through this part. So this is actually the data table and this is the data table here, but this is the heading of the data table. Let me go to the code once. As you can see, after the spinner, which is rendered conditionally, I have this detail section, train detail section. So it has one div which contains a heading element, heading as large, which displays the train name in bold letters with a color as success. Success means green color. So as you can see, this is displayed as green color. So whatever the train name node was contained has been returned from the external system. I am simply displaying it as a heading. Just below that, you see, I have another div which is using a class called text title, shows the updated time. From under the train details wrapper class, I am simply utilizing the updated time. So you can see just below the train name, there is a simple text title which shows the last updated time. Now, below that, there is a data table. From here, the data table starts. As you can see, Salesforce provides the standard tag to just generate the data table. There is a tag called Lightning Data Table. It will have two main elements. First is data, which all data you want to display. And the second is columns, what all columns need to be displayed. So if I go to the JS, as you can see, I have already declared the columns here. The station name and field name should be exactly the same name as the attributes. As you can see in the code, so whatever did train details that we are getting, this is the train overview, and these are the train exact running status. What is the station name? What is the distance from the source, timing, and everything is stored in this data. So if I simply use the wrapper class dot data, it will give me the list of, as you can see, the list variable is here. I'm simply using this wrapper class dot this list of data. As you can see, in the data attribute, I'm passing train details wrapper class dot data. So it has returned me the entire train details in the form of a wrapper class, which is this one. And I'm just simply using dot data, which actually resembles this part of the wrapper. It will simply display these details. So as you can see in the JavaScript, I have declared the columns names, and these column names should be field name should be exactly same as the attribute names as in the wrapper class. As you can see, station name, distance called, all these are part of the train details, the inner wrapper class one, which is used as a list of data. And as you can see in the handle train info only, when I call that apex method, I simply store the result into this attribute called train details. So now I can access the train details with the dot operator. As you see, train details dot train name is used as the heading. Train details dot updated time is used as a sub part of that heading. Then train details dot data. It is a list of data, basically the station name, distance, and everything, which I'm passing as a data, and columns already defined. I don't want it to show the checkbox to select each row, so that is why I'm making this hide checkbox column as true. And in Lightning data table, you have to define at least one key field. So key field is used as train name. Most of the time it is ID, but here we do not have any ID. So that's how the entire code looks like. It's very simple. We have you just use the wrapper class which have been written from the Apex or the external system, and displaying relevant information in the relevant sections. Why am I saying relevant section? Train name I'm using as a heading, and train data I'm using as a lightning data table. And this is how the entire code looks like. I will provide all the necessary details in the description, like source code, the endpoint URL as, and if you have still any questions, feel free to reach out via comment. Thanks for watching.